Hello, hello, and welcome to Art Snack. That is when we take a short break from our hectic work schedule just to talk about art. My name is Jennylynd James, and I'm an artist based in Toronto, Canada. And with me today is Marcella Meagher, all the way from Waterford in Ireland, in Europe. Thanks so much for joining me today, Marcella.
Thanks for having me, Jennylynd.
Thank you. And Marcella, we knew each other for years and years ago when
That's
I
right.
As an entrepreneur in Ireland. So good to see you again and catch up. Tell me about your art, because when I met you, you were not painting. Tell us about your journey as an artist.
Right. Well, I only started to paint again after about 3 years ago. I picked up a brush. I hadn't painted in 25 years.
Wow.
And I just decided one day I've got to paint. And I started seeing things in a different way. I don't know what happened to me, if it's an age thing or what it was. But I decided, like, I need to put this down on paper, I need to.
Yes.
So I started painting about 3 years ago in my dining room.
Okay.
And I paint in oil. That's the medium I paint and I love.
So oil on canvas.
Oil on linen, yeah. And I paint large canvases as well as small canvases, so quite a variety of different sizes I would paint.
Yes.
But primarily, I was trying to teach myself again because I'd forgotten. And with the help of YouTube and myself, my own, I really felt I was on my own, though, because I was trying all these different things and it wasn't working and it was a battle. And eventually I started to realize, hold on a minute, there's a big world out there. So I went on YouTube and typed in, anyone painting this? And up came a load of different artists, which were marvelous and answered a lot of my questions. So that was great help, because that actually helped me to proceed a lot quicker than I would have done.
Right. The technology is wonderful these days, and the information we can get is just bountiful.
Absolutely. But there's nothing as good as painting.
Okay. So what I'll do is show the viewers some of your work. Let's look at the first painting you've done. This is really, really exciting. So Marcella, please tell us about this portrait. I love it.
Well, this is a portrait of the Lady Agnew. It's hanging in the National Gallery in Scotland. And it was painted by John Singer Sargent, who was a very, very famous socialite painter. So she would have been a very wealthy lady married to a barrister, I think, large type fella in Scotland. And he painted her for her husband. So it would have been a very important painting for John Singer Sargent to paint. But I particularly loved her gaze, the look in her eyes, and I really wanted to test myself on trying to get the transparency in the skin through the very fine lace on her sleeves. And
oh yes, I love the delicate color of the clothing, violet.
And these were the challenges for me, was to actually put that down and see if I could actually do that, because this is the first portrait I've ever done in my life.
Oh, it's just amazing, unbelievable that it's the first. It looked like something we'd see in an art gallery anywhere. Beautiful.
The particularly part I like a lot about it is the chair that she's sitting in.
Yes, yes.
And as you can see, it's made of silk. The fabric is silk. It would have been real silk. And, doing the accents on the wood. And the most difficult part of the painting, really, for me, believe it or not, was actually this purple bow.
The bow, okay.
Yeah, that satin bow was quite difficult to do. And the rest was very easy, really, for me at the time. Like, it was very easy. Painting her face now was a little bit more detailed.
Yes.
But, there were certain parts of painting that was quite tough to do. And I was very, very particular, about trying to get it to be as close as I could to the actual original, you know, because I'd never seen the original in it. But that's as far as I got.
Right, right. And so how long did it take you to paint this?
Because it was my first portrait, I'd say it took me about a month.
Okay.
To paint her.
And that's reasonable time. Let us, it's beautiful work. Let's look at another one.
Okay. So this is my first painting, plein air. So that's why I gave it to you, because it's a very special painting for me because of the light.
Okay, yes.
And it's on the Copper Coast. I don't know if you remember the Copper Coast.
Yes, yes.
So these are what we call the stacks. What you see, the rocks or stacks that are very famous on the Copper Coast. And the day was a beautiful day, but it was late. The evening sun is starting to go down, you know, so it rises in the east and goes down in the west. And you can see the light is starting to fade onto the right-hand side and come down low, which is causing a shadow to the front. But when I painted this picture, it was painted in an hour.
1 hour? Oh my God. And so much detail in 1 hour.
Yeah. So
that was gifted.
A very fast painting now, I have to say. And I was trying to capture the feel of the day in the water.
Yes.
And as you notice, I didn't paint the sand where I was standing. I didn't show you the beach at all.
Right.
My eye was constantly looking at the waves breaking over the rocks.
Yes.
And just the beautiful transparency of that wave.
Yes, the water is
and the churning sounds. And so I was listening to the sound as much as looking at the scene, and then holding a brush full of ink and paint, and getting it down on the canvas and battling with flies.
Well, I must say this is quite marvelous for 1 hour, and you really capture the movement of the water and the splashing of the waves. You captured the moment. Yeah.
And it was an hour, I couldn't believe it was so fast. It was great. I really enjoyed painting that.
Yes, beautiful work. Let's see another one.
Okay, well, these are two. This is still life.
Yes.
And I actually don't own this anymore. I sold this painting.
Okay.
And this was another. All these paintings you're looking at with me are all my first paintings from the beginning as I go along.
Yes.
Trying to teach myself. So
yes.
At this stage, I was all about values. You know, how warm is it? How cold is it? How the getting the colors and getting the form and the shapes and all of those things that I was trying to teach myself.
Yes.
So this painting is only a very small little painting, and it was painted on a board.
Oh, on board.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it was painted on a board.
All right.
It's a lovely little picture.
We have some more now. This, I think, is your favorite subject to paint.
This is the latest painting. Now, the photograph doesn't do it justice, and it's not showing the full width of the painting. The painting is about 4 foot wide by about 3.5 foot tall.
Okay, so it's a big one.
I'm at this stage now, I'm making my own canvases. I'm making my own with stretchers. Okay. I'm buying the stretchers. I'm stretching my own linen, and I'm gluing my own linen with rabbit glue at this stage. I've learned so much.
Excellent. In the 3 years. Very good. And
this is the last one in the 3 years.
Quite detailed.
So you can see the detail in the painting is it is very real looking when you look at it.
Yes, it is.
When you
quite realistic.
I'm not the type of painter that likes it look like a photograph, even though this painting does in a way. But when you actually see it in real life and you go up close, you can see the brushwork. It's not done in a way. I don't use blending techniques. My techniques are all about putting the right color beside each other, so that they don't tend to blend in. They're just the right colors beside each other. So
I see.
You know, I don't really like a blending technique as such.
Oh, okay.
You can see the rider on that horse.
Yes.
Now this horse, this This is actually, you can see the light shining on that now is not really showing you this. This is one of my favorites.
Yes.
And I called it Star is Born. Okay, so it's a new foal, a racehorse. And you can see its mother is very protective coming in around the foal as it's getting its photograph taken.
Yes.
So this is a beautiful, beautiful painting, I have to say.
What size is it?
This is 3 foot by 2.5 feet.
Oh, okay.
So quite a big painting. It's quite a big painting.
Mm-hmm.
But has a great presence about it. Especially, I really love focusing on the eyes of the animal. You know, I really love to get the eye.
Yes, yes.
So,
beautiful.
you're not really seeing it there, but you can, if you're going to see any fine detail, it'll be in the eyes.
Right, right.
The rest is all brushwork. And even the metal on the bridles and stuff like that, you know, they're very, very simple to do with my brushwork, you know. It's practicing now. You have to practice, of course. And like I did, I've been practicing hard for 3 years to get to this, you know.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful work. Thank you so much that you're able to share with us today. That's all we have time for. So Marcella, if anybody wants to see your work, where can we find your work?
Well, I do post now and again on Facebook. So if you look for Marcella Meagher, Waterford, Ireland on Facebook, you'll find me.
Okay.
And
so
I
I'll
post
put that
every now
in
and
the
again.
video. I'll put your...
I'm a very private painter.
Okay.
So I'm a funny old bird that way. So I've had people wanting to buy my work and I won't sell it.
Oh dear. Well, that's
I hold on to a lot of my work.
Beautiful work.
I'm too fond of it.
Yeah. We love to look at it, even if it's just looking online. And then you're also a member of an artist organization.
Yeah, well, I'm a member. I would be. I have an art studio in Garter Lane in Waterford, and I also on a group. I'm in a group called Irish Artists online on Facebook, and they're fabulous as well. There's very good artists there as well.
So Irish Artists on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Marcella.
Thank you for having me.
And we do appreciate getting to share your beautiful work today. Now, viewers, please tune in next time for another surprise artist. And you can join us on Art Snack at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday to Friday. You can also see my work at JennylyndJames.com/art. That's JennylyndJames.com/art. And on Instagram and Facebook at Art by Jennylynd James. That's Art by Jennylynd James. Thank you so much. That's all for now.